On Monday, Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc chaired a meeting of the Subcommittee on Socio-Economic Affairs. The central region of Vietnam, Quang Tri Province, is experiencing severe silent intrusion. And later on, U.S. and China to resume trade talks. On Monday, Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc chaired a meeting of the Subcommittee on Socio-Economic Affairs for the 13th National Party Congress. The meeting was held to gather the opinions of former party, state and Vietnam Fatherland Front leaders regarding documents that will be submitted to the 13th National Party Congress. And now hosting a reception for Botswana's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Unity Duy in Hanoi on August the 26th, Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc said that since two-way trade is still modest, both sides should work to complete a legal framework for economic development and investment to boost cooperation. He asked Botswana to create favorable conditions for Vietnamese products such as food, consumer goods, and electronic spare parts so the country can penetrate the African market. The leader took the occasion to thank Botswana for supporting Vietnam's bid to become a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council and hopes the country with its prestige in the African region will endorsed Vietnam to set up relations within the African Union, as well as enhance ties with the Southern African Development Community (SADC). Unity Duy, for her part, said that she believes her visit to Vietnam will help promote the bilateral relations, saying the signing of the agreement on visa exemptions for diplomatic and official passport holders between the two foreign ministries will open new cooperation opportunities and facilitate exchanges in all sectors. Also on August the 26th, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Pham Minh Minh met Botswana's Minister of International Affairs and Cooperation, Unity Duy in Hanoi. During their talk, Deputy Prime Minister Minh highly valued the significance of those ongoing official visits to Vietnam, which took place on the occasion of the 10th anniversary of the establishment of the two countries' diplomatic ties. Mr. Pham Minh Minh asked the two countries to actively support their business communities to organize trade promotion and market research activities in a bid to beef up bilateral economic cooperation. The pair also discussed regional and international matters of common concern, including the sea issues, and discussed the importance of peace, stability, and maritime security and freedom, and observation of international laws. The National Assembly Chairwoman Nguyễn Thị Kim Ngân attended the first plenary session of the Asian Interparliamentary Assembly (IPA 14th) General Assembly in Bangkok on Monday. Addressing the event, the chairwoman affirmed that the National Assembly of Vietnam would strive to promote IPA as an organization that represents the rights and interests of all Asian citizens. Vietnam's economy will double in 10 years' time, or in other words, it will be the same size as Singapore's economy in 2029. This conclusion from Standard Chartered Bank's latest report on Asian prosperity further indicates that Vietnam will see a surge in investment from mid-sized corporations from ASEAN. How can Vietnam maintain such a high growth rate, and what changes does the entrance of more and more mid-sized corporations in ASEAN bring to the Vietnamese economy? Our Vietnamese close-up this week has more. And coming up, the central region of Vietnam, Quang Tri Province, is experiencing severe saline intrusion. Warface waterproof shoe made of recycled coffee and plastic, a startup project of two Vietnamese living in Finland. A severe drought has dried up thousands of hectares of protection forest in south-central province of Phú Yên, causing many forest fires. Several forests in Tuy Hoa district and Tuy An have been badly affected by the hot weather. According to the statistics of the Provincial Afforestation Project Executive Board, about 190 hectares out of 460 hectares of newly planted protection forests in Duy An district and in Duy Hoa have been destroyed. The rest of them face the risk of drying up. So far, more than 2,750 hectares of forests have died due to prolonged drought across the province, of which 180 hectares are forests that had been planted along the coast. The hot weather also caused over 40 forest fires. The local authorities have mobilized rangers for active duty around the clock to prevent more fires. Rice and farmers in Duy Thanh Tap Province, the largest lotus cultivation area in Mekong Delta, have reaped high profits by planting lotus and water controls in their rice fields during the flood season. More in the following. The central region of Vietnam is experiencing severe saline intrusion. In Quảng Trị, prolonged drought has caused salinity in the rivers and streams of the province. Some places have reached more than 25 parts per thousand. When it first appeared in 2015, the level of saline intrusion was only 0.5 parts per thousand. The LF Wild team from Lạc Hồng University were awarded third prize following the final round of Abu Rubicon 2019, which took place in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia on August the 25th. The Vietnamese team also received the Abu Rubicon Award from Abu Rubicon Council, in addition to receive a prize from Mabuchi, the competition sponsors. The overall winner of the competition was a team from Hong Kong, China. Second place went to a team representing the host nation Mongolia, while a team from China were awarded the joint third place prize along the Vietnamese team. This year's Abu Rubicon event saw the participation of 7 teams from universities, colleges, and academies from 60 countries and territories across the region. Now, the Ho Chi Minh City administration has asked government employees to limit the use of bottled water, plastic bags, and straw in the workplace since the beginning of this month. Joining the national 2019-2021 anti-plastic waste campaigns, government offices and agencies in Ho Chi Minh City are required to not use bottled water, including for conferences. Instead, they should buy reusable containers of over 20 liters. From 2020, the Municipal Department of Finance will not allocate funds to government agencies for buying disposable plastic products. The government of Ho Chi Minh City also has set up for zero disposable plastic use in urban supermarkets, commercial centers, convenience stores, and bookstores by the end of 2020. A new project is drawing a lot of attention within the startup community. It's the world's first waterproof shoe that made up recycled materials from coffee and plastic. That is the startup project of 2 Vietnamese who live in Finland. Each pair of shoes is made from 21 coffee cups and 6 plastic bottles. Now, there have been cases of degrading behaviors of a small group of notable people. It is a consequence of making use of relationships to commit counter-acts that defy the law. Yet there are many Vietnamese and world notables who have money and prestige but live modestly and devote themselves to beautiful deeds in the community. Coming up in the world news, the G7 summit wrapped up its last session on Monday. The hottest topics were the tax issue. Efforts at tackling fire continues in Amazon. Now, the G7 summit wrapped up its last session on Monday. The hottest topics were the tax issue. During the joint press conference with the German Chancellor Angela Merkel, U.S. President Donald Trump said that he hopes the U.S. will have to consider imposing tariffs on German cars. Regarding France's new digital tax that will impact American companies such as Amazon, Facebook, and Google. The Trump administration has staunchly opposed the move, and the president himself has even threatened to place tariffs on French wines and other French products in response to the new levy. On Monday, Trump said that the US and France were getting closer to striking a deal on the issue. And US President Donald Trump said on Monday that he believed China wanted to make a trade deal after contacting US trade officers overnight to see it want to return to the negotiating table. He also added that negotiation would start very soon. Also on Monday, Chinese Vice President Liu He, who have been leading the talks with Washington, said that China is willing to resolve its trade dispute with the United States through calm negotiations and resolutely oppose the escalation of the conflict. Now, military troops and firefighters arrived in the state of Rondônia, Brazil, on Sunday to help battle the blaze in the Brazilian Amazon. More than 43,000 troops are available to combat fires. 6 aircrafts, including 2 Hercules C-130, equipped to carry 20,000 liters of water each, has been sent to Rondônia to fight the fires. Official figures show more than 78,000 forest fires have been recorded in Brazil this year, the highest number any year since 2013. Experts say the clearing of the land during the months-long dry season to make way for crops or raising has escalated the problems.